Hello everyone, my name is Hinaki. Let me start my presentation. Please look at this picture. I named this picture No Longer You Can Fly. Why can this bird fly? The reason is the bird has a plastic bag on its body. It looks like it's suffering deeply. Next, I call this picture My Home is Plastic. It was taken on a beach in Okinawa. This hermit crab uses the plastic container as an alternative to its shell. We usually use plastic goods because it has comfort, convenience, and safety to our everyday lives. However, they affect our ecosystems. In my research, I focus on 3 Sustainable Development Goals and its 5 targets. The first goal is clean water and sanitation. The target of this goal is to protect and restore water-related ecosystems. The second goal is responsible consumption and production. This goal has 2 targets. The first goal is to minimize the adverse impacts of chemicals and all waste to air, water, and soil, as well as human health and the environment. The latter is to substantially reduce waste generation through reinvention and reduction. The third goal is life and water. I would like to focus on 2 targets in this goal. The first one, to prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds. The second is to avoid the adverse impact of water pollution and to take action for the restoration in order to achieve healthy and productive oceans. At the end of this presentation, I will introduce my own 18th Sustainable Development Goal. This is present situation in the world. In a span of 60 years, plastic production was about 83 billion tons. Among these, 49 billion tons were disposable. The recycle rate is just 9%. Look at this table. It is ranking of the amount of plastic trash generated from land to sea per country in a year. From this table, we can see that Asian countries are higher ranks. It is shocking that 8,000 tons plastic trash are brought to the sea in a year. This time, I'm going to focus on microplastic. Have you ever heard of microplastic? I will call it MP from now on. MP is the minute plastic which is under the 5 millimeters. There is pressing concern about its impact on the ecosystem. How has MP been produced? Some plastic trash flow into the land and then blow into the river. The plastic trash outflows to the sea. Over a longer period of time, the plastic waste breaks down and becomes very tiny plastics, too small for our eyes to see. This MP pollution is now destroying the ecosystem in the ocean. Why is MP attracting attention? In the sea, creatures die because there are many unrecoverable foreign MPs. Also, many MPs have been found from drinks in plastic bottles, which affect the human body. Fortunately, efforts are now being made to solve this problem. The problem of MPs is getting more serious. In France, the same concentration of MPs in the atmosphere was found in Paris and Furnace, which is remote rural area. It is also alarming that MP was detected in the rainwater collected in the Rocky Mountains. This shows that MP exists various places around us. Now I surveyed whether MP exists in五ヶ瀬River in my town. This river was selected as the river with the best water quality for 7 consecutive years in Japan. I think this MP survey in Japan's leading rivers have important implications for Japanese rivers. I collected water sample in五ヶ瀬town, Hinokage town, and Nobeoka city. This is survey method. This is survey scene. This is the result of the survey. These are the 4 MP found in五ヶ瀬town. 1 was found in Hinokage. My hypothesis is as the population increases, the number of MPs increases. However, I could not collect the MP in Nobeoka city. Probably my survey instrument is not sufficient to study wider areas like Nobeoka city. So as a substitute, I asked the Nobeoka Municipal Office for the result of their MP survey. Unfortunately, they haven't collected MP survey. Nonetheless, through this survey, I proved that MP is also present in clean water in五ヶ瀬River and in our familiar places. From this, I realized that I have to change people's sense of awareness to urgency to solve this problem. I grouped my target people into 3. First, those who don't know this problem. Second, those who lack moral values. Third, those who know this problem, but plastic is too useful for them to stop using it. To solve that problem, I would suggest using new plastic, such as biodegradable plastic. I feel that to solve that problem difficult for me to solve. So I focus on first and second group. For the first one, my goal is to find a way to tell people about the importance of this problem. For the second one, I will make an enjoyable place to educate the many people about the problem. To achieve this, I will suggest one idea that was formed by combining two successful projects. I briefly talk about this project. The first one is action of a man I came across through my English class. His name is J.B. Lerner, a former mayor of Curitiba, Brazil. He conducted an activity which encourages people to recycle by bringing their recyclables in exchange of vegetables. I will use that strategy to urge people to recycle more. Second is Pakuri Shop. Do you know the Pakuri Shop? It is about the bringing one's container to the shop to buy dry foods. This shop called Gulan and an English woman in Sweden started it. I will use this idea to reduce or eliminate the number of discarded plastics. Now let me explain my plan. When shoppers bring and use eco-shopping bag, they can get a point. For every fixed number of points, they can receive some substandard but still tasty and fresh vegetables grown in Gokkase. What's more, it's good for the environment, since the farmers usually throw these vegetables because it doesn't market standard and it's good for our health. The above slides are 3 situations related to SDGs. By examining these situations, I found that there is a problem comes from indifference. If people all over the world do some actions to achieve the 17 goals, issues related to those goals would be solved. That's why I set this as my 18th Sustainable Development Goal. Eliminate indifference. I will keep on working on these SDGs goals, and hopefully soon people all over the world will share the necessity of 18 SDGs goals and to make this world a better place. Simple actions can go a long way. Simply bringing an eco bag will definitely reduce the amount of plastics and can it save money, the environment, and lives. So let's do what we can to save and protect our environment. This is my references. Thank you for listening.